Hellos. So, at the time you're watching this video, I'm in the United Kingdom. So, voila. In this video, I just wanted to let you know how I did everything, the process, everything you need, just in case you are planning to come to the UK. And everything I did from the application to my visa, I did it myself. I did not use any agent. I did everything myself. What I'm going to say that everybody's experience is different, and I'm going to give you all the information you need to know from what happened from the start to the end and my experiences. So that's what I'm going to show. This video is going to come out in different series, and I would love you to subscribe if you haven't, so that you see all the series and all the struggles of living Niger. It was a hustle, like, oh my god, like, you're going to see that. I don't want to say a lot, because if I say it, then there will not be need for you watching those videos. But I want you to subscribe and stick around, because it's going to be a series, and I'm going to show you every process down the line. So for reference purposes, I started all my application, everything about my application in January, because as at that time, I think that was when they were saying visa takes a longer time to process. So I just wanted to get everything out of the way. I didn't want it to be like I was rushing. I just wanted to take my time, look for my school. I wanted everything to be in order. Just my dear, it helped me because my visa came out 1 month plus before my time, like my school resuming. So that's what I just want to do. So start on time, so you don't pass through a lot of stress. You're not panicking about visa and all that. So first and foremost, number one thing you have to do if you're planning to leave Nigeria for, and I used student visa, I got admission. So the first thing you have to do is to find your course. You have to pick a course depending on what you did. For me, my first degree was in engineering. I read petroleum and gas engineering, but over the years, I just knew that I didn't want to focus on engineering. Even for masters, I was over engineering. So what is my course? If you notice on my channel, I talk more of body care, skincare. Those are the kind of things I like, and I wanted to like go into it. Like, I wanted to be better. I wanted to be like professional on it, because your girl has big dreams in a few years from now, and I knew that I needed a course that would help me achieve that. So I picked masters in cosmetic science. That's what I'm actually studying. Cosmetic science is not offered in a lot of countries or even a lot of schools. I think here in the UK it's like 3 schools. I think one is in University of London, something. Then I had one other one in they are not just a lot. They are not just a lot, even in the entire world. I think in the US there are like 2 or 3 schools. One is one online, and I didn't want to go through the US GRE, all those plenty things. So I was not cut out for that. So I decided to choose the UK. I picked 2 schools because obviously there are not a lot. I picked a school like that in Liverpool. We applied for the Liverpool John Moores University on the 31st of January. I think that was the same time I applied for University of Sunderland. But so when you find your school, to check the requirements of your school. Most schools in the UK accept 2-2. Some schools ask for IELTS, some don't ask for. So for Sunderland, they did not ask for IELTS, but they asked for proof of English. So what I did was I went back to my school and requested for a proof of proficiency. I studied University of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. So I just asked for it and they sent it to me. I got it. I applied for that. Not like applied, but I sent it. I actually have somebody that works there, so it was easier for me. So I just sent my details and they got it from which Sunderland accepted. Some of the things you have to check is the cost of living, the fees, and the location of the school you're going to go to. So for me, that was not really a big option, because I don't have like my school, like my course doesn't like it's not taught in a lot of schools. So I had fewer options of cost of living, and I couldn't even go far. I just had few choices. So that's why I ended up in Sunderland. So I applied for Sunderland around, I think, January too. So I wasn't accepted for in Liverpool, and for Sunderland they got back to me the next day or next 2 days. I'm not going to lie, Sunderland was very good to me. Like, They were replying my emails like back to back. They were really, especially that January, February. In fact, at all times, I really didn't have any issues with Sunderland. So when I didn't get the admission in the other one, they said it had to do with like course related. It wasn't course related and all that. So for Sunderland, they got back to me a few days after telling me that, because when I was filling the form, there were some terms I wasn't understanding in Sunderland. I think that was where I was supposed to put my WAEC and this. I was not understanding some of the grades they were writing, so I didn't just say anything. I just submitted. I uploaded the ones I could understand and submitted. So they got back to me that I should send my transcript and I think my certificate, which I did. And immediately I did that, the next 2 days they gave me my admission, but it was like a conditional offer until I pay my school fees. So my school fees for Sunderland was like 13,500, and they wanted me to pay 3,500. When your account is created in Sunderland, it will be like a checklist of things you should do and things you should have uploaded. So after paying my deposit, I sent them an email telling me I've deposited the money, and they got back to me like a few days. Like everything was just a day. Some of the things with University of Sunderland was even the next day. Like I got a response. That was how quick they were to answer me. Like that was even what I loved. So they got back to me telling me that they had received the deposit and they moved me to the next process. Like it was like a process before I'll actually get my cars. So for Sunderland, just paying your deposits won't give you your cars. Pre-cars questionnaire, and you have to do like a compliance check to know that your finance and everything is on check before you get your cars. So after depositing, you check your checklist. Anything that you received will be ticked, and you see the day that they got it. So that's what I saw, the tick. And the next phase I was sent was a questionnaire. So that's like a precast interview for other schools. I think other schools have precast interview, but Sunderland don't have precast interview. They just sent me a questionnaire. So the lady told me that the person that I sent my email told me that I should fill my form. I was like, okay, I've not been sent any form of questionnaire. Just I sent back to the person, I think is a lady, and she got back to me with the form, sending me the form. I should fill it and send it back. So that was like, you see, like a normal question: where are you from? How do you intend to pay? What's your plans? Those kind of questions. That was what they sent to me, which I answered. They'll just ask you, just like a routine. How do you want to pay for your school? Who is paying? What's your plan? Your course? Why you chose the school? Why you chose the university? Why you chose the UK? And all those kind of things. More like it's just a question, different kind of question which you have to answer. So I feel that I sent it back. I think from the international students, I was moved like to the compliance. So for the compliance, you have to submit all your financial information. So for me, my dad was like my sponsor, and I had to send all his financial information, my birth certificate. Okay, now luckily for me, my dad stays in the UK. He's a British citizen, so my case is kind of different when it comes to payment and finances. So I had to send like my dad's I sent everything concerning my dad, like his citizenship, which is not really necessary. I've asked other people that just need money. So what you just need is just like bank statement, your birth certificate, and him signing as a guarantor. But for me, my dad also did that. I sent my birth certificate. I sent his letter of consent that he's willing to sponsor me in school. And there's a way the university wanted us to state it, because they said home office would want it that way. So they actually helped us to write. They said, write that you did this, write that you did it. So that's exactly what he wrote. So because he's also a lecturer in university, it was easy for us. So he got his pay. He just wanted to show more evidence to show that he could take care of me. So he sent his pay slip, he sent his salary, I think he sent his annual, this is just so that they see that he can actually foot my bill. Then he sent the deposit. For us, we had to save we kept like £20,000 in his account, so he used his foreign account. So that's why I'm saying everybody's journey is different. That's why my own is a bit different, because all the payments were not made in Nigeria, and it was much easier for us to make the payments. But I know that in Nigeria the amount is huge and you have to go to your bank and sort that out. But for me, it was just easy. We just used his credit card to do all those kind of payments. So that's what made it a bit easier for me in terms of payment when it came to all this my school things. But the issue I had was the bank he was using had this kind of rule that they don't print out statement of account till like 15th of every month, because the school needed a statement of account that had your source code, your account number, and all that. So the first statement we sent, they did not accept it. I'm not even going to lie, my school rejected my statement of account like 3 times. It was the fourth one they accepted because they were saying it was not, they needed a full, the first one didn't have like his account number and it was not on the 15th. So the bank said they couldn't print the 15th. So we had to wait till the 15th. Meanwhile, we wanted like on the 1st to the 1st because that's when we said like we had started keeping our money. So when they rejected the first one, the second one came. We brought in the second one, and they said it was not showing the full. It was just a hassle, and somehow I was just getting tired. So for my school fees, I paid like half of it. I did not pay half because I wanted to pay half, but I paid half because somehow the money dropped. So we had to like augment, like we had to pay my school fees so that it shows that I still have a lot of money. And besides, in Sunderland, you have to pay 50% of your school fees before you start school. So there was no even need like waiting around. Let's just pay the money and know that we are done with that one. And Sunderland also have like instrumental payments. So we kept the money. So we had to wait till the 15th of the next month. So by the time we got to the 15th, we were able to print a full statement. So that's what the school accept. I sent it to the school and sent them by email. I think this time was around July. Just imagine all the time. Meanwhile, all those processes were not taking time. We had like a burial to plan, and so things were just happening while I was just taking my time before that July because I knew that school was opening in October. So I didn't even want to stress. So everything now happened in July. They gave me my CAS. So when I submitted the final statement, it was now taking time. I was not like, what's happening? Why are they not replying me? Because every time I submitted that statement, they would reply me the next day. They were always replying. That's one thing I loved about Sunderland. They were always on point. They were always getting to me. So but when I submitted that final one, it was taking time and I was wondering what's happening. They've not given me my cards. It's more than the how many days they said they were going to give you. I think it was 3 days or so. It was more than that. I was just worried. And my dad was like, oh, just calm down. Maybe because it's accepted, that's why they've not gotten back to you. And besides, we are almost now at rush period where people are always rushing. So there are maybe a lot of, that's why they've not gotten to me. And I emailed them, like I emailed the compliance, they didn't get back to me. And I had to email the international this thing. And before you know, voila, they got back to me telling me that they got back to me that my checks have been complete, that the international students and admission will get back to me. And when they sent me that email in the morning, and that evening I got my cards. That was like the 20 something of July. I can't actually remember. And I got my cards, which was nice, exciting. And immediately I got my cards, guys, I went straight to applying for my visa. Like I didn't waste time. There was no need. But before applying for my visa, there are other things you have to do. It's not really a big deal. There's something called your tuberculosis test. You have to go and run that. Very, very important. I have a video coming up next. I'm going to show you my experience, tell you all about that tuberculosis test in that next video. So that's why I said you should subscribe because it's a series of things. So you're going to spend the day with me doing that tuberculosis test, and I'm going to give you all the information you need to know about that tuberculosis test. That's just the extra thing you need to do outside visa process. So after that, I applied for my visa, biometrics, and everything. Waited for 3 weeks. And when I did my own, there was no priority and all that, so you had to wait for the 3 weeks. And my biometrics was something else, but like I said, it's a series. Everything has been filmed. You're going to see all of that. So that's why I said you should stick around. You're going to watch me watch everything that happened, God, and finally collection of my visa. So that's basically it. I just want to tell you like everything, all the documents you'll be needing for your school application. So you're going to need like your proof of fund. You're going to need your certificates, letter of sponsorship, birth certificate in case if you're doing it by yourself, then your account. So basically all your certificates are what you need for you to get like your admission. After your certificate and like your English proficiency, then you move to the next stage. It's for your visa that you need extra things, and I'm also going to let you know during my visa process and all that. So that's basically it for this video. It's not a lot. I just want to encourage you, if you want to travel, don't stress yourself looking for an agent. The process is not that deep as they make people scared. Even the visa process was not, even the filling of the visa, it was not as people. I was asking myself, is this it? It's it. And besides, everything is on the internet. Don't waste your money to go and look for any agent. If I can do it, anybody can do it. There's nothing big there. There's nothing big. I just want to let you know that I did everything myself, and it was not so. Outside Nigeria will always stress you for some kind of things. The normal process, it was not hard. Just find a school of choice, your course you want to read, apply to different schools. Because me, I didn't have the option of applying to a lot of schools because there are not even a lot of schools. But if you, depending on your course, apply as much as possible and find the one that an area you like to stay, where you like to live, cost of living, check what's in your pocket, then pick one of those schools, apply. When you get your admission, pay your deposit, and you follow up the remaining process. It's not that hard. Don't let anybody deceive you and put fear inside your body. It is not that hard. As far as you have your proof of payment, the UK will give you, as far as you have the money to spend and you're saying that you don't have an issue, the UK will give you visa. Don't even be scared. I know a lot of people that have traveled this year, plenty. If you see us during biometrics or collection of this, you will know that a lot of people are leaving this country and UK is giving visa. So don't be scared. I just want to put in the work. So guys, that's it for this video. Stick around because next video that will be coming up will be my TB test, and I want you guys to watch it because you know that this country is not a joke. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Your girl is in the UK. Thanks be to God. So if you're in the UK, please holler at me. I'm into making friends. I can't wait. So, I can't wait to show you guys my whole life, what I'm experiencing here in the UK, my course. I say cosmetic science. Girl, that's what I'm even just happy for my course. So I can't wait to show you my experiences, my life, take you through my school year. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys, and I love you.